Everything changes.
Life.
Son of a bitch. There we go again. You should be able to hear me now. Sorry about that. Microphone was muted. Son of a... Alright, so, once again, happy International Women's Day, guys. Everybody should be able to hear me now. Sorry about that. Like I was saying, it's been a long day. Long day of work. Just got off of work. Still wearing the slave clothes. So, what you gonna do? But, like I was mentioning, so what we're gonna do today, we're gonna go through and I'm just gonna... Fuck you. I'm gonna talk about my top 10 favorite female idol heroes characters. Now, this is in no way a meta hero, okay, this one's better than that. Now, obviously, if... Son of a... Okay. Let's... There we go. Hopefully you can hear me now. My God. Is everything going to mess up with this stream? Okay, so anyways, what we're going to talk about here is we're going to talk about my favorite 10 heroes. No way is this a meta listing. No way is this who's the strongest. If we're going with the strongest, obviously that's going to be SFX right at the top. But let's go ahead and break it down. Now I'm going to start it off with a couple of special mentions. So the first one I want to talk about, and I'll go ahead and pull her up. You guys are going to know her. You love her. Let's go straight to her because Bae is thick as fuck. I mean, look at those legs. Now, special mention, we're not talking anything out of the ordinary. Succubus, she's literally built to steal your soul. That's what Succubus or Succubi do. They steal a man's soul, completely ruin them. Now, one of the things about her, if you look at her, very similar to what the hero looks... What the hell are you doing? Yeah, okay. So, what's happening with her is literally, if you've watched the new Shadow Heroes, the new preview looks like it might be related to her. We'll see. I mean, Shadow, Succubus, kind of makes sense. Never really made much sense for Abyss, but there we go. Another special mention that we're going to do, we're going to talk about Sierra. And, I mean, the poor girl, she is now busted. They did her dirty. This is what she looks like now. If you recall, not even a week ago, she used to be one of the better looking female characters as far as... Fuck out of here. But... Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, how about that? Okay. Don't mind my girlfriend. She's just sitting over here trying to. Yeah. So, okay. But, anyways, so Sierra, again, once again, she got done dirty. Kind of a butterface now, but she still has boobs that are out of this world. But let's face it, Sierra, if you're going to use her, the only real use for her right now is if you want to use her for her stuns. She does have a freeze that works out pretty well for Seal Land. So if you want to build her up as support, she does pretty good as support for clearing Seal Land. I mean, there's nothing that a paper bag can't fix, right? But but that's basically where her that's what she can do. She's just really Seal Land exclusive, and only in very small quantities. Like, now that people have Inosuke, you don't even need Sierras anymore. So the next one we're going to talk about, once again, and we're just going over these ones pretty quickly. These ones didn't make my top 10, but I feel like I have to mention them. We're going to stay in the Fortress faction, and we're going to talk about Emily. Now, Emily is one of those heroes that if you don't have a Rogan yet, obviously if you don't have a Rogan, you don't have SQH, you're no Scarlet Queen, no Rogans, chances are that you want to have an Emily on your team. Now, Emily is still an elite hero, so you'll find her in the elite hero shards. I know Barry released a while ago that whenever they were updating the elite heroes that they might take her out. As far as I know, Emily is still one of the options for an elite hero shard. But Emily is a great hero. First of all, and we're not even going to talk about her active, because at 10-star her active makes it even better. But the main reason why people like Emily's on their team is right here. That's Courageous 3. Anytime that her health drops below 50%, increases all allies 29% of attack. 29%, guys. Like, that's more than a Rogan does. That's insane. So, you smack her. Now, she can't die. Oh my god. But, like, she can't die. If she dies, you don't get the buff. But if you get her down to 50% or lower, you get a 29% buff. Now, that's not even talking about her active. Now, let's go over to her active. Now, her active does not actually start until once she hits 10-star to be good. But once she hits 10-star, this is in addition to that. So, right here, go down, increases all allies 30 speed and 20% of attack for 3 rounds. We're talking one hero that can increase every single one of your allies, potentially up to 50% attack. We've got 29% here. We got another 20% coming from the active. Emily is one of my favorite heroes, bar none. Always build her on every single account. Emily is phenomenal. For International Women's Day, and again, I feel bad calling her a special mention because I really do love Emily. She's a great hero, but sorry she didn't make the cut. We only have 10. So let me move on to the next one and our final special mention. And I know some of you are going to disagree with me on this, but we're going to go right here into the Shadow faction and talk about Ithaca. Now, again, this is not based on meta heroes. If we were going meta, she's the top. Absolute best damage dealer in PvE that exists right now. If you want to top 2 trillion damage in Flame Shrine, you need Ithaca. If you want to kill the Arc boss in 1 round, you need Ithaca. But, come on. Really? Nah, this isn't working. But, straight up, Ithaca is a great hero. Not talking any crap about her, but again, this is a tier ranking. These are my favorite heroes, my favorite female heroes. Ithaca, there's, Cookie, there's a reason why I altered her for you. Just needed to be done with her. Done with that trash. So, moving on. Let's go to the actual heroes. Now, we're going to start off. I'm going to start with number 10, and we're going to move our way up to number 1, and I will let you know who my favorite female idol Garuda, that you're going to find her in a dark alley. She might be on meth. She might be doing something you don't really want to talk about, but Starlight is going to be there. She's going to take out those easy to mid-range bosses that you're finding earlier in the campaign, and she's really going to help your early progression. There's a reason why Starlight is on this list. She really is that good. Oh, sweet. International Women's Day. I get a kiss. See you later, babe. So, Starlight, there's a reason Idle Heroes gives you her now, with that 30-day trial boost that they give that didn't used to exist. Starlight's one of those great, great heroes. I like to call her Garuda Light. The reason I do that is right here. It's one of those things that a lot of people may not know about Starlight. Whenever she dies, or whenever anybody on the battlefield dies, rather, she increases attack, increases crit, and she heals. It doesn't get much better than that, guys. Like I said, obviously we could talk Garuda all day. This is Garuda before Garuda existed. I mean, Starlight was around, she held you, she tucked you in, she helped you get through those bad Bade waves that literally are weak to Starlight, because she's going to take care of you. Not to mention, that active, oof. Imagine 1,600 damage, 1,600% attack on one hero. Now, granted, this gets divided among a bunch of heroes, so it's not like we can have basically Cookie. So it's not like this is going to happen in PvP, but in PvE, whenever you're going against a solo hero, 1,600% attack. This is a big deal. This is a lot of damage. To compare that to your Transcendent heroes, you need a V4 SQH to do 1,600 attack. Now, granted, it does 1,600 as blunt damage and then 1,600 as a bleed. SQH gets a lot of other benefits also, but we're talking a lot of attack damage right here with this Starfire attack. So, Starlight, number 10, awesome female hero. She's really keeping it down for you guys, and I mean, look at her. She's wearing a formal dress. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful hero. Love everything about her. So, moving on to the next hero that we've got on our list. And you know what? I'm going to bring it back. We're going to talk 2 years ago. I know you guys are wanting her. You're ready for her. Let's talk Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie, this is a tale of something that, my God, Idle Heroes does not care about you. They don't. They want your money. And you know what? It's great. I enjoy the game. It's a fun game. But they do not care about you. As long as you're going to be willing to pay, they do not care. Now, Valkyrie is one of those heroes. If you guys still played 2 years ago, and I know some of you are a little bit newer, but Valkyrie used to be meta. I remember seeing people running 4 Valkyries, 5 Valkyries, and their teams would wreck. Nobody could kill them. It was insane. Like, we're talking, they built them up, and everybody had a Valkyrie back then. It was the first hero you built, it was the second hero you built, third hero, literally you built Valkyrie. That was your focus. It wasn't a meme team, it was a dream team. That team would destroy everything. But all good things must end. Now, where the way that they ended Garuda was they added a carry, and even then Garuda still had some promise. Valkyrie, No, no such luck. It was overnight she got nuked. Overnight they decided this is way too powerful. There's nothing we can do against it, and she died. I think that was around the same time that Thug was introduced, and videos started coming out of Thug just soloing like 3 or 4 Valkyries at a time, and that was the end of the meta. It happened in a matter of a week. A lot of people quit because of that. A lot of people just couldn't believe that they would do that to one of their favorite heroes that they had invested time in, they had invested money, and like I said, we're talking people would have 4 of these. All of a sudden, meta teams, we're talking the top of the top. We're talking like literally. I'll show you. We're gonna go CCL right now where I am. People at my level would have 4 of their heroes would be Valkyries. Scroll all the way down. Okay, this guy, he's got a Thug. Now he's beating me. That's how big of a difference it was. It was insane what they did. But they did it. And you guys are still wondering if Tussie's going to get a buff? I don't care about Tussie. Tussie's whatever. They did this to you. And they're, they're thinking Tussie's going to change anything? No way. Not going to happen. So, I'm sorry, Valk. I love you. You were a great hero. I mean, still, absolutely, yes. 4 Valk and 2 Demon. Yes, that used to see it all the time. But right here, she's a great hero. I mean, she has some cool skills that still are relevant. There's a good burn attack, so if you have a burn team, she has good synergy with burn teams. So you run a Phoenix, she does pretty well. If she gets stunned, I believe it's right here, stunned or any sort of crowd control, she'll heal. She'll heal and she'll attack. It's great. But again, she just doesn't have the type of resilience she used to have. It just doesn't exist anymore. So that's Valkyrie for you, unfortunately. Moving on. All right, number 8. Number 8 on my top 10 heroes list. Let's count them down. And number 8, at least for me, has got to be Ada. Now, Ada, I mean, we're talking, she was meta up until a couple of months. Actually, I think it might have been about a year now. But Ada, she is that bitch. This girl, she can go in. She could still run Aspen Dungeon like a pro. If you don't have a Sherlock yet, you could throw an Ada in there, and it's incredibly hard to kill her. Okay, you might not like her that much. I mean, I don't know about you. I've got a thing for redheads. Redhead, red hair, red lips. I mean, beautiful, beautiful hero. And she's really the embodiment of what you're looking for out of a woman. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I like a strong woman. I like a woman that can go in there, take charge. She doesn't need anybody to protect her. She doesn't need anybody to tell her, okay, do this. No, she doesn't need she's got this. She's with you because she wants to be with you. You know what? That's okay. We don't need a body. I'm sure she gives, I'm not going to go there. Not going to go there. You almost got me. But let's look at a couple of her skills. Right there, we got her active. Armor ignoring damage on 4 enemies and balance mark. Balance mark right there. I mean, we're talking. Literally, I have seen a 5-star Ada provide, I think the most I remember seeing was like 30 or 40 million damage on a relatively new team in Guild Wars battles, dealing damage with those first bosses. Like, Ada starts off strong, and she keeps on going strong. As far as PvE is concerned, she's still one of the top heroes. She does so much damage. And then, on top of that, it's almost impossible to kill her. She's got some great damage reduction on her. She's fast. Let's move on. I mean, just in general, There's a lot of good with Ada. Not the She's not really a meta hero anymore. Nowadays, people are kind of feeding her to build a Russell, feeding her to build a Tussie. Oh, all the people that replaced their Ada with Tussie because they thought Tussie was going to be meta. God, it sucks to be you. Oh man, that's great. But let's move on. Ada, rest in peace. It was good knowing you. One of my favorite heroes. She's number 8 on my list of top female heroes. Moving on, and we're going to stay in the light faction right here. We're going over to my girl Belrain. Now, Belrain, as far as healers go, yeah, I mean, you want to look, she's a white girl, she's a blonde, she doesn't have thick thighs or huge boobs. It doesn't matter. You're not going to use her for that. I mean, if you are, that's your business, but that's okay. But we're talking Belrain as a healer. We're talking a girl that you knock her down, and she's still going to go out of her way to heal the rest of the team. Literally, you kill her, and where is this at? Right there. When she dies, she restores 400% of attack 400% of her attack in HP for all allies for 4 rounds. We're talking, you kill her, and she's still healing. She's healing so fucking hard. It's insane. Oh my god. Fucking pervs. But Belrain is an amazing hero. Especially early on. You throw her in slot 1. She's going to heal a little bit, and if she stops, and if she dies, whatever. She's going to keep on healing. And we're talking 4 rounds. PvP rounds nowadays, PvP matches. We're starting to get into a little bit of a sustain. But right now, PvP is about 2, 3, 4 rounds at most. 5 rounds if you got kind of a really even team. But we're talking 4 rounds of that. She's just going to continue to heal. So Belrain is an amazing hero. Still really, really effective. Control immunity there. Her basic attacks are healing you for 250% of attack. I mean, literally, she heals better when she's dead. But we're talking, even while she's alive, she's still continuing to heal. She's keeping your allies alive, which is an amazing, amazing ability that she has. But I mean, look at this active. 40% chance to dispel all control effects on. I mean, Belrain, beautiful hero. She's what you want in a healer. Now, that's not to say that there's not other healers out there that I personally would prefer. But as far as female healers go, one of the best, if not the best healer in the game, and absolutely still one of the best healers you could choose for your team if you decide that you're running a healer on your PvP or PvE team, whatever you're doing. Moving on, number 6, and it seems that we're going to stay with healers right now, and we're going to go to Ignis. Now, Ignis is a bad chick. Now, we're talking 10-star Ignis. Literally, right now, if you want to progress in the Void at all, you need a 10-star Ignis. You can get by, you might be able to spend your way into some of the higher tiers, but you're not going anywhere until you have a 10-star Ignis. One of the great things that she does here is whenever she dies, she puts the ally into second position, or first, depending on where you put her. Now, a lot of people will put a Suicide Ignis first, might do it second, doesn't matter. But she's going to take that ally in the frontmost position. One slot. Okay, are we back? Are we back? It looks like I lost you guys for a second there. Are we back? Okay, so one of the main ways that people are using Ignis right now is they're using that ability, and what they're doing is they're setting it up so their Ithaca doesn't take any stun damage whenever they're going ahead and being attacked. So now you're CC immune, and you can just wail on it. You don't have to worry about putting a candy cane on your hero. You don't have to worry about any sort of CC reduction. Doesn't matter. Ignis died for you. So now you can continue to push. And that's why I have Ignis at number 6. Okay. Okay. Love you too. Sorry about that, guys. All right, moving on. We're going to go to number 5. Now, number 5 is one that you all should know. You know her. I love her. She's one of those heroes that sort of fallen off a little bit recently, but if you remember back about a year and a half ago, there was not a team out there that did not have her. Now, of course, I'm going to go back in when we're talking our Rocket Girl here. We got to go with Penny. Now, Penny is a bad bitch. You strap a dildo to her leg and you throw her against an enemy, and she is going to knock them down. I'm just saying, this little girl, she packs a wallop. I remember watching her with, even before people even really knew about artifacts. There was one guy I remember. He had at least a glittery dildo, and it might have even just been a regular, non-glittery, just an fully upgraded standard dildo. And I'm telling you, this Penny would knock out entire teams. E4, E3, back before we all had E5s, and Penny would destroy. One of the earlier ways of clearing Seal Land, if you guys still remember before Ino, which, of course, Inosuke's only been out for about 5 months now. But Penny used to be the way to actually clear Seal Land Fortress. If you wanted to clear it, you built a Penny. There was no other way. Back in the early meta, whenever I remember started playing, you had to have Penny or Valk. Now, Penny you would need an Emily for to clear Seal Land, but again, Emily's a bad bitch too. We talked about her earlier. But Penny, this girl will wipe out everything. If you right now are still trying to clear Aspen Dungeon, and you have not cleared Aspen Dungeon, and you can't find a Tix, you got a Penny, bump her up. Put her at V4. Who cares? Put her at V4, strap a dildo to her leg, and she is going to knock those waves out. I promise you. That crit is insane. That damage. It doesn't look like a lot, but it does damage to everybody. She gets hit, she damages everybody as well. An amazing hero. And that's my number 5. Number 4, we're going to go... You knew I had to talk about her. And it's a little bit strange, but we're going there. Right there. Garuda. Whenever Garuda showed up in the game, she broke everything. Carrie was created specifically as a response to Garuda because nobody could kill her. People would you'd kill heroes, you'd knock them down. Even, you're talking an 8-star Garuda would take on teams with 10 stars, with E3s, E4s. Garuda's knocking them out, doing so much damage. Like, it completely changed the meta when she was released. These feathers right here, they stack, they do damage. Literally, right now, the only method to clear Seal Land for Forest, you have to have a Garuda. There is no other way to beat Seal Land 20 right now than to have a Garuda. Up until they put imprints on her, you needed at least 1 and usually 2. That's insane. one hero in the faction to be so much stronger than everyone else. For that, Garuda, she is definitely my number 4. Okay, now some of you guys might disagree. Double V4 Rogan, we'll see. I might give that a shot sometime in the near future to see if it works. I don't know that it will, but we'll try it out. So, next one, we're going to go a little bit different. Now, I've been talking main heroes, but I can't have a top 10 female idol heroes list without going into the transcendent heroes. I mean, come on. Here we go. We're going to talk about SQH, Scarlet Queen Halora. This is my number 3 on my list. Now, we're talking, this is a bad bitch. Now, what do you want with your girl? Anytime you bring her around, you want her to boost you up. You want her to be there for you. Now, Scarlet Queen Halora, she is a Rogan, except if Rogan did crack cocaine. That's how bad this girl is. She doesn't even have to do anything. She makes everybody around her at least 15% better. Automatically increases everybody's damage 15% at a time. They hit her. All of your heroes are doing full attack damage at the enemies. That enemy that hit her. Like, this is a bad bitch. And then, on top of it, we're not even talking about what she's bringing to the table herself. Look at this. Look at that attack. On her active, she is doing 2,560% attack damage. Oh my god. This is a bad bitch. Like, she doesn't need a man. She doesn't need anybody to take care of her. But she's going to boost you up. She's going to be there for you. She's going to, thick and thin, it doesn't matter. She's there for you. And she's going to, for that, I mean, we're talking literally. This girl, she has it all. We got the thick thighs. We got the, I mean, we got it all. Like, this is a bad girl. But absolutely, if you have the opportunity to put her on your team, SQH, and I mean, I can even show you mine right here. She is bad. Boosted up, I mean, she does a lot of damage. Moving on, next one, of course, we're going to talk about Sword Flash Xayah. This is my number 2. Number 2 on my list, we're talking, once again, Xayah is one of those heroes. If you guys have seen her in action, she literally, it doesn't matter. She'll take on an entire team by herself. She will go in there, she will kill everybody, and she'll still remain standing. Half the time finish at full health, because that's what she does. She kills people, she heals. She kills people, she heals. Not to mention, whenever Sword Flash Xayah was released, everybody wondered, what's a transcendent hero? This is what they came up with. They came up with a hero that literally, you throw an attack at her, it doesn't hit. You try to continue to attack. Alright, so anytime you attack her, she's going to retaliate. To the point where it was, if you had a Sword Flash Xayah when she was released, nobody's beating you. Now, granted, there was a financial element to it, but we're talking, okay, people are adding her now. People are just finding out what she's all about. Sword Flash Xayah, she is an amazing hero. For those that are just getting to COT to get your first Transcendent hero, my personal favorite is Sword Flash Xayah. I feel like she does bring a little bit different value for a lot of players. Now, obviously the top players, the people that have been playing forever, Scarlet Queen Halora is going to be a better hero just because of synergy. You haven't finished Aspen Dungeon, Sword Flash Xayah runs right through it. You can't win a PvP match because you don't have all the best and greatest meta heroes. Sword Flash Saya, you're not going to lose very many unless you're going against other people that have Transcendent heroes. But if you're not going against a Transcendent team, Sword Flash Saya, gonna take them out, and they're gonna be like, "Why is she so powerful?" And you're gonna be like, "I don't know, get good, nerd." So, Sword Flash Saya, great hero, love her, love watching her play. Tower, I'm talking Aspen Dungeon. Tower goes up to 650, but Aspen Dungeon, taking on Hell to or Death 100, Sword Flash that she's gonna clear that for you, no problem. Piece of cake, piece of crumb cake. So highly recommend her. Queen, obviously, for the older accounts, but Sword Flash Saya is an amazing hero. Finally, we are to my favorite hero. Now, I know we've had quite a few good ones over this run. We've looked at Starlight, we've looked at Valkyrie, Ada, Belrain, Ignis, Penny, Garuda, SQH, and most recently SFX. None of these are my favorite hero. When we're talking my favorite female idol hero character, there is only one girl for me, and always has been there. She was my first 10-star, and I couldn't go an entire International Women's Day without talking to her. Right here, Jara. I mean, we're talking thick thighs, we're talking that pale skin. I mean, this girl is going to do things to you that your mother will cry. She is going to be there. She's a bad bitch. Some of her moves, I mean, aren't as powerful as they used to be, but she hits you, she'll poison out. She will poison an entire team. Like, back in the day, whenever people were still running Jara, they would run her with Snake, extend that poison, and she would demolish teams. Now, she's fallen off a little bit, but if you guys watched the preview with Asmodel, there's a little orb at the end of it, so a lot of people are thinking that our next Transcendent hero might actually be Jara. Now, I would love that. That, like I said, my favorite hero out of all female heroes, Jara, she's got my heart right here. So, that's where I'm at. Those are my top 10. Once again, if you disagree, feel free to comment. If you agree, please go ahead, subscribe, or follow me. Whatever. I can't, no subscriptions yet. But go ahead, toss me a follow if you like what you see. Thank you guys for joining. These are my top 10 female heroes for International Women's Day. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.